Hey, Grandpa.
Hey, Jaimito.
How are you? Look, I have questions because today at school they were talking about Civil War in the United States, but I don't know anything about it. Would you tell me a story?
Of course, of course. Okay, number one, Civil War was from 1850 to 1865.
Okay.
Okay, now remember that time because this was a problem because there was an expansion of slavery. Do you know what slavery is, son?
No, no. What's slavery?
Slavery is when there were African Americans who were treated as like somebody owned those people.
Okay.
So it's not good because we're all humans.
Okay, Grandpa.
Okay.
And what else happened in the Civil War?
Okay. What else? So after the Civil War, during the Civil War, it was between two parties, even more, and they were trying to get all the states to be either free of slavery or that they could have slaves. So first of all, that was the first detail of the Civil War. And there were different authors. I know, Jaimito, that you don't read a lot of books, but I'm going to tell you some good authors. For example, James McPherson, historian, you should read. He wrote, maybe I could recommend a book called The Struggle of Equality.
Okay.
Okay, so that was like how people struggled that were not against that were against slavery, and they thought that every person should be equal.
Okay.
Okay, then we have Shelby Foote, a historian, a novelist, and in that time he was not well known until he had a literal work that I don't remember. I need to remember. I'm old, but he was also against slavery.
Okay.
Okay. Now we have some people. Let's say not authors, but they were very important during that time. Okay. Number one, we have John Brown.
Okay.
He was against slavery. He was a politician that was against slavery. After that, we have James Buchanan. Okay, he was for slavery, so he was on the other team, and he just wanted to have all the states with slavery in the cotton fields. Jefferson Davis, he wanted to be a president.
Okay.
You know that's difficult, son.
Uh-huh.
He wanted to be a president, and what he did all his life was he wanted to unify the states within the United States. He wanted to unify them, but he did become president,
Okay.
but he died 7 months after he was elected. I hope I never die. So.
Yeah, I don't want to be a president anymore.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because I don't want to die.
You're
months
correct.
after.
You're correct, and there might be a war and everything.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. I
Exactly.
don't want to bomb any country.
And that's like the important people. That's who I can say are important people in the Civil War. There were other authors like Jefferson Davis. I don't know if you've ever heard that name.
No.
He was kind of like a Jefferson Davis because no, I'm sorry, like Stephen Douglas.
Okay.
He also wanted to abolish slavery, and he tried to be very diplomatic, but he failed.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know if you have any more questions about Civil War.
No, Grandpa. I think I can tell this story to my friends. To high
Okay.
school.
Okay. You should. You should.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
I also heard my teacher talking about the era of realism and materialism.
Oh my
I didn't really know what he was talking about.
Okay, okay. I don't remember much a lot about that, son. I remember it was from the 1830s. It was long until around the 1920s.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah.
God's even older than you, and you're old.
Exactly, son. Exactly. Imagine. So, realism. We say realism when there is a literal work, or some kind of, I don't know, theater production
Yeah.
where it's a faithful representation of reality. They want to
Okay.
show exactly what it is. They want to show exactly um, what was happening in that era, and it could be considered as a technique.
Okay.
Okay, you told me that realism and naturalism. I forgot.
Yeah, I heard the two words together.
Okay, okay. Naturalism. At one moment, the thought was that there should be like something that is necessary. I don't know, that it has to do with the nature of the human being.
Okay.
Okay, that was very important. But also, naturalism showed us that it was very important the family name or the money that you had at that time, or the prestige that you had at that time, because it was necessary to show who you were. Okay,
Okay.
so it was necessary. People knew about your economic situation. People knew who were your parents or your family. They knew absolutely everything.
Okay.
I remember, because you like authors. I remember that there was Emile Zola. Okay, he
Okay.
was a founder of this movement. Then there was Thomas Hardy, and then Theodore Dreiser. I don't know if you want me to go deep into one of those. So,
Maybe Thomas Hardy would be interesting.
Thomas
I
Hardy.
like that name.
Okay, okay. He was an English novelist.
Okay.
He criticized a lot what was going on in that moment with people and everything. He was also a poet, and he was a well-known poet because he was very appealing for young people. He wrote in a way that young people really liked it. And he was the first one in one of his novels that came out with the expression cliffhanger.
Wow.
Okay, that was because one of his characters at the end of the book was actually almost hanging from a cliff, and that's where that expression comes from.
Wow.
You see?
That's so very interesting,
You
grandpa.
see? Which other topics have you seen in class?
Well, look, actually, we're right now learning about the lost generation. Do you want me to tell you
Well, yeah,
what I've
because
learned?
I honestly don't remember anything about that.
Sure. Look, I'm gonna tell you what my teacher has taught me.
Okay, okay.
The lost generation is called the lost generation because they were very confused by that time.
Okay.
You know that the World War One ended by that time, 1990s,
Okay.
and
1990s?
yeah,
Or 1890s?
no, 1990s.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
they were very confused
Okay.
because they knew was how to fight
Okay.
and how to kill and how to bomb people.
How to be a brute.
Yeah,
Okay.
but now war was over and
Okay.
then they didn't know what to do. They were lost.
Oh my
So
God.
that's why the lost generations.
Okay.
Also because America lost many important writers because they left Europe
Okay. Okay.
during
They
the
migrated.
World War.
Yeah.
Yeah, they migrated, and they lost many important writers
Okay.
that they left mainly to Paris, maybe because of the Tourville.
Okay. Okay.
Who knows? But the first one to talk about this term, this word, was Fitzgerald.
No, I've heard that last name, but I don't remember.
Yeah. Well, he was very important because he was one of the most famous writers in this generation, in the
Okay.
last generation,
Okay.
and he was actually the one who named that generation the Lost Generation.
Oh, it's because of him.
Yes, it was him.
Okay.
Let's say that everything by that time was about fear of poverty.
Oh my gosh. It
Yeah.
was that bad, the situation?
But on the other hand, there were two like extreme sides of the coin.
Okay.
Because on one side, some people had fear of poverty, but
Okay.
on the other hand, they were looking for worship of success. They were working too much to reach the success.
Okay.
So
Okay.
they were working a lot, but they were also afraid of poverty.
Oh my
And
gosh.
that's when the Great Depression came in.
Okay.
Do you know what Great Depression is?
I know I saw it and I should know, grandson, but I honestly, I think you know more than I do.
I know it's your Alzheimer. Don't worry.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, Great Depression was when America collapsed
Okay.
financially,
Okay.
economically, socially. It collapsed uh, in almost every aspect.
Okay.
It's because a lot of people started getting loans
Okay.
for land and for everything, and banks were just throwing money around,
Oh,
just giving the
really?
money to them.
I wish that happened
Exactly,
today. Uh-huh.
exactly. My dad tried to get a loan for my PS4,
And no?
and he got it denied.
Banks.
Yes, I know. But that time, all banks just gave money away.
Oh, really?
And they reached the point in which people actually asked for more money than what they could actually pay.
Greedy.
And the economy collapsed
Okay.
because banks didn't get their payments
Mm-hmm.
and they took their houses.
Oh, also,
Right. I know. Imagine us living on the streets, Grandpa.
I could not imagine that, son.
Exactly. Well, that's what happened on Great Depression.
Okay.
So everything was around tragedy. In
Okay.
literature, that is what we know about because it's what we read in
Of course.
class.
Of course.
So Fitzgerald was the first one, but then it came a guy called Jay Gatsby. Have you heard about?
There was a
have you-
movie recently about
Yes. Well, it was about that book, The
Okay.
Great Gatsby.
that. I didn't know it was
It
a
was
book.
written by Jay Gatsby. How is that, huh? The guy named his book after his own name.
Wow.
Interesting, right?
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it
do a
is.
name called
It
Jaime
is.
Camilo.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna write a book. So, well, Great Gatsby symbolized the American dream, which was that money could buy everything.
Okay.
Everything could be bought by with money.
Okay.
Everything.
Even
Love,
happiness?
even happiness, even
Okay.
love,
Wow.
everything. Everything could be bought with money.
Okay.
But the book ends with tragedy because that American dream fails. By the
Okay.
end of the book, this Gatsby, it's enabled and he collapses. Although he reached the heaven with all the money he had,
Okay.
he crashes because he realizes the money is not all. So therefore,
And that's what I've been trying to teach you, son.
exactly,
Okay.
yes, that's why you don't give me money for my ice cream, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
I think it's just because you don't want to.
Okay.
But anyways, Grandpa, we'll talk about that later.
We shall.
So, well, that's what all the Lost Generation was about. Everything was around tragedy and sad feelings, in people very confused.
Mhm.
There was a lot of confusion around old literature.
Okay.
And there also came up a very, very famous writer, which was called Hemingway.
Oh my
His last
God!
name.
Yeah, I've heard that. I
Yeah.
had to read that.
Exactly. Well, his most famous book, or maybe not his most famous, but the first one who had a real success was The Sun Also Arises.
Wow. No, hadn't heard of that.
Yeah, well, you have to read it, Grandpa. It's very interesting.
Okay.
I haven't read it, but my teacher said it's interesting.
Which teacher?
My teacher.
Okay.
My teacher. I trust him. I trust him.
Okay.
He told me not to trust you.
Grandson, but.
But well, Lost Generation,
Uh-huh.
it moved on
Okay.
to a new century in which they call it the 20th century Black Rider.
Okay.
And Black Rider, because well, by then blacks were trying to stand out for their rights.
African Americans.
Yes, yes, they didn't have rights.
Okay.
Black people didn't have rights. They
Okay.
didn't. So they were trying to. My teacher even told me that they couldn't even go to the bathroom if it was for white people.
Are you serious?
Yes, and there were chairs that were
Especially for them?
exclusive chairs for black
Wow.
people, because white people, it seems that they didn't like to touch to each other.
Okay, okay.
They didn't
They
have
thought there were
didn't
many
like to
differences.
have any kind of contact
Okay.
with white people.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, whites with black people,
Okay.
and a very obscure and like bad society arose. I was scared when my teacher told me about it. It was
Really?
called the Ku Klux Klan.
What is that?
It's-
I know what that is, son, but I want to know what you think it is.
Well, these people had gigantic hats.
Okay.
They were all white, and they were white clothes, like
Okay.
dresses.
And what did it mean? What did they stand for?
Well, I didn't understand my teacher, but don't you remember anything about that?
I think the Ku Klux Klan, their goal was that they wanted a white America. They didn't like black people, and they were against them. And there have been crimes committed because of this. I don't know if you know more than I do.
Yeah, I heard that they used to crucify black people
Oh my gosh.
on their front
Like
yards
Jesus?
and burn them. Yeah, because according to them, it was a sin to be violent.
Okay, I get it.
Ku Klux Klan made it worse, the discrimination. So they tried through literature
Okay.
to promote a revolution, to try to stand out and defend themselves, and defend their rights and defend their people. So the first book
Mhm.
that was written with this purpose was The Souls of Black Folk.
Okay.
And this book tried to struggle for social justice. It was just for the sake of social justice,
Okay,
to
okay.
defend blacks. But eventually, did you know that Abraham Lincoln was the one who ended slavery?
Are you serious?
Yes, he was the one. That's why he's such a famous president.
Okay.
Yeah, and he freed them. Of course, he had some secret interests, which was
Okay.
extra army,
A
for
hidden
his-
agenda.
extra
Okay.
army for his ambitions,
Okay.
political ambitions. But he did something good for humanity, because he was the first president to even suggest such a thing.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So he ended slavery, but in the South, many states remained pro-slavery,
Okay.
because they needed blacks to work in their plantations, because blacks were cheap. Actually, they were free.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They only
So-
had to give him food.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. And not even sometimes they didn't give.
Oh my gosh.
But okay. So after these beginnings, in which they tried to fight for justice,
Mhm.
a new black culture arose, which was
Okay.
the jazz culture. You like jazz, right?
I love it. Don't you
I've
see all
heard
my records?
Yes, I've seen them. They're quite old.
Okay.
Yeah, they're nice. I like them. When you start
Exactly.
singing, you don't sing nicely, but
No. The records, they're
Yeah,
next to
the
your
records,
diapers.
yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Diapers,
okay.
My dirty diapers.
Okay.
Yeah, jazz was very important, because it like whites had for the first time contact with the black culture,
Okay.
because jazz was black music,
Mm-hmm.
and whites liked the jazz.
Okay.
So for the first time, they started having contact with each other culturally.
Okay.
And then a movement started, which was called the Harlem Renaissance, in which blacks, like Harlem Shake. by
Oh,
Renaissance.
okay. Or the
Right?
Harlem Globetrotters.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So Harlem Renaissance was when black people took literacy forms and movements from Europe and used them to show how blacks lived in an everyday basis.
Okay, okay.
Did
Wow.
you like my story?
I did. My father, your great grandfather, he was a racist,
Was he?
complete racist.
Thanks God I didn't know him because I don't like racists.
Exactly, exactly. So,
All right, Grandpa. Well, I
son,
have to
this
go
chat
'cause-
was good,
Yeah. Okay.
but I also have to go take my pills.
Okay. Yeah. And I have toys to play with.
Okay. Thank you for this time.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.